Okay, that's okay. Vampire testing the metal now. 2241. Probably play the Sicilian, but there's lots of alternatives. I don't need to play main 9. Okay, let's try and play maybe Austrian attack. It's not allowing it. Okay, I don't want to concede f5 square, so I think I'm just going to take and then try and play solidly. I could play e5 and f4 maybe. I hope for the best. I think I'll take and use this diagonal. Try and use this diagonal in the e-file. Give him back a pawn. Let him even double my pawns just for a bit of dynamism, really. Okay, I just want to get control of e5. Let him gain the pawn back. Okay, puts the bishop there. Big deal. h3 now. Stop the pin. So I've got e5 and the e-file, which I think would be annoying to the sort of dynamism he might have wanted. So f7, and we've seen that a problem recently in, I think, some of the recent Polgar games. So I'm just playing for a small, like, little edge. Oh there, what have I done? Hang on, that doesn't look right. Attacking g5 and c3 and e5. I'm going to have to sack c3. He's just pounced on me, hasn't he? What about queen f3? There's knight g5, queen b7, knight c3, queen b7, and I'm on f7. So I mean queen b3 is a saving resource here. I'll try it, queen f3. Looks a bit crazy. Let's put my queen where the bishop was just attacked. Here's a sort of saving resource in its own right, though, because it's attacking a vulnerability. It's pinning very usefully. It's defending against knight g5 to get the light square bishop. Okay, so he's taken a shocking back step there. I might have knight c6 here to win the light square bishop. Queen d7, knight takes e7 check. Okay, I'll get the light square bishop. It's a shocking change of events there after knight e4. He could take his queen and take and fracture my structure, but I don't think that's a pawn he would like to lose particularly. Also, bishop d5 here, e6 is worth considering for knight e7 check again, and that time winning the bishop. So bishop d5. So all of a sudden e7's dropping, maybe. So knight e7 check and bishop takes b7. If rook e8, knight takes e7 check, rook takes, bishop takes b7. I think the tables tactically, they're being turned here. I've got bishop takes b7, winning. Oh, okay, sacked his queen. Sacked his queen for, I don't know what this compensation is. If I just play, if I play queen g3, he's got knight f5, so keep the queen out of danger. I haven't got too many squares for me. I don't want to just get time pressure. I could just move it back to base for a sec to avoid bishop c4. Queen e2, there was bishop c4. Okay, so this is not to be underestimated in this position. I think I want to get rid of his, well, I'll get rid of his knight, even though that, no, I don't really like the look of that, nor do I like the look of other things at the moment. If I can get rid of the dark square bishop here and keep the time pressure on him without getting into time pressure. So, okay, go back to base here for bishop e1 and f3. I don't want a c-file there with loads of pressure. Okay, f3 here. Though d4 now is weak, but I can play bishop e3 and lose the exchange. I can't afford to lose d4 pawn. Okay, so he's back in the game, unfortunately. It seems. Try and get this bishop off. So 2 rooks versus queen scenario. Queen d3, queen b5. If I play queen d3, what do I want to do here? Maybe get a pawn to h6, just accelerate his dark squares. And try and keep solid here. Got the pawn on a3 to stop b5, b4 for a moment. And they're all on dark squares away from the bishop. So we can play h4, h5, queen e3, queen e5. Unsubtle stuff. He's going to play h5. Okay, so try to get the king in or something. So they get the king to d2. That would release the queen away from c3. And actually then rook b1 might be a threat. How does he defend the b file? Okay, he's going to play bishop a6. That's nasty. Can I step through that plan? Not yet. Put the queen on the dark square for a moment. Maybe king e1 to d2 is the safe way to march the king to d2. Queen's actually useful for poking into dark squares here. So king e1 to d2, stopping e5 as well. Maybe f4 is needed, but that would blast the bishop. So for a moment, I just want to get my king to d2, then play rook b1. Okay, he's keeping solid there in advance. Probe for weaknesses with queen e5. Maybe g4 actually, trying to get to the pawn to h6. Can't challenge the queen that easily with f6 or rook c5 at the moment. So that pawn now is preparing that. So I'll still play. Okay, I'll get the king off firing line here for a sec. Well, no, I'll just allow that. Hold on a sec. Although rook d5, maybe check is useful. Then maybe king e3 just to get off firing lines of the c file. Okay, I'm holding up. What about g5 just to try and get access to f6 at some point? Aha! Okay. Making it very tricky. Could play rook e5 to try and win 2 rooks for the queen. It'll be exchanged down. If I take rook e6, it'll be exchanged down. Bishops, there's no bishop c2, so is he going to go for that? Oh, he's got f6. Oh, there's check. Then maybe g5. Or just rook f1 here for a moment. Just to try and get onto f7. He can take on e5. Is my king getting into a mating net? Probably. That's unfortunate. And there's king d4. I'm holding on to e5 for a moment. So rook d2, king e3. So what do I want to get in? Queen c7. I want to get in queen c7. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry. Okay. Okay, the king's getting kicked over there. Can I just hold on to the second rank for a sec? 41 seconds, so this is going to be tricky. So I get onto f7. 37 seconds. I would say pre-move plan, but I want some precision here. So I'm on f6 now, and on d5. And if he doesn't want to walk into check to lose the rook, so what about h5 check? To play h6. Also, there's rook g1 potentially. If rook e6, queen f7. Okay, it takes here. 27 seconds. Check. Maybe I'll just move here for a sec. See what he does. 22 seconds. He's losing the bishop. Resigns, yes! Oh, I swear, the only difference from earlier, just went for a walk around the block, local block. It's amazing the difference you find saving resources and positions. If you don't find the saving resources, basically you're going to get a lost position. Here there happened to be one saving resource after this very casual move. after knight e4, that's the weakness of the last move in a way. It's being that Hawkeye to sort of see the weakness of the last move, that the bishop has no longer got access to f3. So queen f3 is actually a good move, creating a pin on b7, and then getting now the queen. But it was still difficult. I managed to lose the exchange. The two bishops and the central control, having to give up the exchange. But at least I got his dark square bishop here. That was a good thing as well. And at least here it seemed that I could play for. This was very good. He really did strive for counterplay. It was quite scary. But I've got the slight material advantage here. So 5, 10, 13 versus say 9, 5, 14. If you give 9 to the queen. So it's a slight material advantage. And it starts to get a lot trickier once I get a pawn to h6. I think that's the beginning and the end here. It's very difficult for him to defend this position now. I'm going to walk the king, I think, unless it's a potential check. King g4, rook e4, king f5. Once I get king f5 in, how would he defend? Then he sort of runs out of checks. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.